What up? What up? What up? What up? This your man Leo Brown in the house coming to you live. Barrels and Leaves presenting Behind the Brand. I am your host, and I got my co-host, as you can see, my man Chris Moore.
What's up, people? Happy
Dude,
Saturday. Happy sunny Saturday. Carolina Blues Saturday.
dude, dude, where the fuck are you? Are you in the States?
It's a secret. No. I'm actually sitting at Telesmoke. I said I might as well come out here and sit at Telesmoke, and celebrate, the pre of where we're going to do our launch at. It's quiet. I don't have to worry about interruptions.
Right,
And,
right, right.
wearing my new headgear. How y'all like it? How y'all like it? This shit is hot, right? I like that shit.
What is that? What's on
My
the
hat,
front?
man. It's on the front or right here on the side? On
Yo,
the
is that
front.
Carolina blue on the front? But you got the stripes?
No. It got stripes on it, but it's how it is. It's from this company, Flame Keepers from New York. It was
Okay,
hot,
all
man.
right,
I never
right
seen it
on.
before. I was like, I'm buying it. I don't care how much it costs. I'm buying the shit. And I'm gonna wear it when I go to DR, because it fits perfectly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna rock this next summer. I said I wasn't gonna take it out until next year, but I said it's a nice day. It's 85 degrees in Carolina. I'm wearing the bitch today. Oh, excuse my
It
language,
almost
but I don't care.
it almost looked like a yard hat.
As that's why I like it. It's a yard, but casual hat at the same time. So
Right,
whoever made
right,
it came up with a good concept. I like it, and whoever don't like
right.
it, kiss my ass.
Well, I'm coming to y'all live from Liberty Tobacco, my home lounge. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. So whenever you guys come out to San Diego, you know what to be up at Liberty Tobacco, 7341 Claremont Mesa Boulevard. So yeah, man, we got an interesting show today. We've been putting it out there. We have been talking about bringing in Smoke Easy as a
Mm-hmm.
media person. I mean, I do some media stuff. He does some media stuff, and he just has a different platform, man, which I love, which I like, and I appreciate.
Right.
Just as well as so many other cats that's out there that's got shows going. But Easy has a little bit more diverse background as well, which I definitely appreciate. I know you talked to him a couple of different times too. But yeah, man, this ought to be an interesting show because I've already told people I don't know where this is gonna go. We're gonna talk about any and everything. So if y'all don't like it, like Chris said, you can kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
But it's gonna be a fun show, man. It's gonna be a fun show. We got some people checking in, so that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and let's introduce the main guest, man. He hails from New Jersey, all the way over there on the east and the north coast, and they like to call the New England area. I know you're
The
probably gonna
cold
be pissed off when I
coast.
say that. The cold coast, the old coast, a lot of old money over there. But it's my man. Y'all know him, and if you don't know him, you better get to know him. Put your hands together for my man, Smoke. Easy.
What's good, fellas? What's good? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, man, you good?
All right, what's up? What's up,
You good?
fellas? What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for having me on,
I
bro.
got I got Chris playing. I got Chris playing cutie pie in the background.
Oh, you
Yeah,
do
I
hear
hear
that?
that. You
I,
old?
I
Yeah, I
was
hear that old school. I actually leave that on, man. We
okay.
okay?
All right. I was wondering. I like, are they hearing the music? But that's how
Yeah,
we do
man.
it.
Oh
Tell
yeah,
us
oh
smoke,
yeah.
man. Saturday morning, we do the damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What y'all brothers up to,
Hey,
man?
everything's gravy, man. What's going on,
Chris, Chris
man? How
out
you
there, look,
doing, brother? Welcome to the show, man.
man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate
Living
it.
the
Thanks for
life.
having me. Yeah, man. That's it, man. Just doing what I do, man, and
Of
nothing.
course,
I
man. Of
can't figure
course.
out a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon with y'all.
Look like you smoking something
Hey,
good
man.
over there.
No question. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Leo, you look like you smoking
Well,
something good over there.
you know what? I'm gonna let the guest introduce what he's smoking.
Yep. So this is a
And
Carolina Blue. Let me get it in
uh,
front of the
I
camera.
got to roll with the limitata.
All right.
Yes, I
So
do.
this is
Yes, I
this
do.
is this is the this is unreleased. It's the Behike. Um, I've had the box press, and that box press is something else. I loved it, absolutely loved it. So I can't wait to dig into this to see, how the profile compares to that box press because I enjoyed that box press immensely. Um, I took copious notes on it, but I remember there's beautiful Maduro wrapper. It has the white band on it. It was very earthy. I got no spice, no pepper at all, but it was, hints of espresso, had that cocoa sweetness to it. It burned perfectly even throughout the entire
Water.
smoke, and
Water.
it was fantastic.
Right, right.
It
Oh,
was
thank you, thank
fantastic.
you. Yeah, that's a good
So,
stick. Yeah,
hmm
I'm in that little window of where I got to make some decisions, and with
yeah, I know because
some of
you
y'all help.
told me you told me when I was like, "Yo, man, you got to release this," and you were like, "I don't already changed the blend." I was like, "Bruh,
That's
no, you didn't." I was like, "This shit is the bomb. You need to release." You were like, "Nah, I'm not satisfied." And I was like, "See, this motherfucker is a perfectionist.
that's what he do, man. That's what he do.
That's what
Hey,
he
man,
do."
Chris, we already got jokes going. So I'm gonna show you what Brett said.
What?
Oh,
What he say?
Brat, you know what? But block Brat's questions.
What he say?
Brad already told me he was gonna be trolling. Block everything that Cigar Brat puts in.
Thank you very much. Why I'm not driving?
That's my man.
I told y'all, steal money don't make money. So I'm
Steal
always
money don't
somewhere
make
making
money. I like
money.
that.
So
Steal money don't make money.
but today I decide to chill out in front of the lounge.
Hey,
That's why, Brad. There you go.
I I tried to tell everybody in the very beginning. I don't know where this show gonna
We
go,
don't know.
but we gonna have a damn fine time.
we
So I
going
mean, we got some
the wheels might fall off this bus real early.
real early,
Got to
easy
be
drinking on
moving to
the
make money.
1884.
Yeah,
This
man,
is
I'm
gonna be
doing Uncle
fun.
Nearest 1884, man. Yeah, man, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I ain't
So
I,
mad at you.
I
yeah,
want to get into something, but I need to have lunch first before I get
I didn't
into
and I didn't eat this morning.
it. Oh damn!
Yep. Y'all talking about
Are
lunch?
we
I
are
ain't
we
had
gonna look
breakfast.
like Brett today when you on here? Did anybody see Brett last night?
I missed Brat
I
last
did not
night.
see Brad.
I love some Brett. Brett is cool.
I did not
Brett
see
is
Brad.
cigar fraternity.
That's my dude. That's my dude. Hey man,
Oh man.
it's a little bit of cigar news out here, man.
Mm.
The vintage Rockefeller, they are coming out with a new cigar. It's called the Art of Magic. Um,
Art of Magic.
it's yeah, the Art of Magic. Which is a matter
Okay.
of fact,
Hmm.
I think I got a picture of this. Yeah, so
Jesse did
there
it,
it
right?
is, right there.
Jesse did the
Okay.
Uh,
band, right?
Jesse did the band, and that's the whole thing about it, is that they're actually coming out with this for Jesse to promote his Fuck Cancer charity.
Okay.
And if
Okay.
people don't know, is that his daughter is battling a cancer fight. She's only 22 years old, I believe she is.
Oh, for the love of
And
God.
yeah, so she's battling this, man. So, I think they said 10% of the proceeds are going to be going towards Jesse's fight for fuck cancer. So if any of you
Hmm.
guys out there, if you see this, make sure that you pick up one or pick up a box of 10. They said that there's only going to be 200 boxes being produced. They're going to actually be signed by Jesse as well. So you
Okay.
guys, I mean, if you really want to help out and do something, help my man Jesse out. He's been on the show before. Chris, I know you remember. Um, he's a good guy. He's a former Drew
Yeah.
Estate guy. He started
Hmm.
the whole Drew Estate studio type branding and stuff like that. So he's a hell of a guy, man. Love the dude. But yeah, if you guys see that cigar out there, make sure you pick that up because, like I said, 10% of the proceeds are going to be going towards my man's daughter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesse, good dude.
Hmm
Jesse, a good
hmm
dude. That
So
should be
the other
Nice.
thing
that's
we got,
nice of them. Nice of them. Nice of
No, that's
Rockefeller.
dope.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Jesse's out there. He's doing a lot with it, with the fuck cancer charity that he started. And it's not FUCK, it's PHUCK for all y'all that don't know. Um,
Mm,
so he's doing a lot with that. He's really building it. Again, I mean, why wouldn't you build it? It's for your daughter, you know what I'm saying? So big ups to him for
absolutely.
everything he's doing towards that, everything.
We have any
But
information about what, like, I mean, I don't want to take this to a morbid place, but what type of cancer does she have?
I'm not
Forgot.
I'm not
I
sure.
forgot
I
one.
don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot which one it is. I don't want to quote the
Okay.
wrong one.
All right.
But
No, I got you.
being
That's fine.
being
Yeah,
being being such a young person, man, that's horrible.
No, exactly.
he's on.
Exactly.
He got a page on Facebook too that he stays pretty
Hmm.
active. When I
Right.
find it again, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Speak easy. I'll
Okay.
send it to you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, he's a
So
good dude. Good dude.
kind of hard to change from that, but I'm gonna dive right into it. My man James, the with Nitro Cigars, um, he has come out with a new sampler pack. So he's come out with a Lancero sampler pack, and he come out with a Perfecto sampler pack. So with the Lanceros, what you're gonna get is the core lines. Well, the Lanceros and the Perfectos, you're gonna get the core lines. So you're gonna get the Mr. Red, Mr. White, and Mr. Black in the Lanceros. And with the Perfectos, uh, you're going to get the same thing. But again, it's the short Perfectos.
Mhm.
And we have them here at Liberty, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. You are more than welcome to purchase. If you guys want to send me your money, I will make sure that they get sent out to you. How about that?
Mm.
I
And
ain't doing that. I
So
ain't doing either fucking one of them. No.
Mr. Red, Mr. White, and Mr. Black, huh?
that's
So
right.
that's
That's
from
right.
God damn it. What's Quentin Tarantino's movie, Reservoir Dogs. Is there some kind of
Yes.
influence with that? Anybody know?
Yes, there was. Yes, there
Okay.
was. Yes, there
I'm gonna
was.
do Mr. Charlie, Mr. Kevin, and Mr. Karen, and Miss Karen. That's what I'm gonna do. Mr. Charlie, Kevin, and Karen. What the fuck? Yeah.
Why Mr. Charlie though? Seriously, like,
Oh,
it got to be Mr. Charlie. Chris, come on, bro. not
man, I'm
not
not
Mr.
going there with
Charlie.
y'all.
Charlie.
I told you the wheels was gonna fall off at some point. I think we might be heading in that direction. I think the wheel lugs are a little loose right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be my
Right.
next three. Mr. Charlie, Karen, and Kevin. Yes.
Oh
Right.
God.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm gonna try to
Mm.
work that out. I'm trying to work on something right now, as a matter of fact. So continue with Sinistro. He's come out with also the Maduro version of the Havana Villa. Most of you guys have seen that. But James is actually out in Oklahoma City right now, releasing the Destro, which is the Perfecto that we just showed, and also the Lanceros, and
Mhm.
also the Habana Villa. So he's in Oklahoma City right now. Just talked to him last night, and yeah, he's out there now. They're debuting out there, so big ups to
Mhm.
him. Big ups to him.
I've seen it. I've seen his line. I've never smoked a Sinistro, so but that Lancero pack that in the Perfecto pack actually has me intrigued. So take a look at that. That
Yeah, you
sounds
can look for
good.
that on the shelves. I know he just
Yeah.
released them. Well, he's releasing them this week, so he's debuting them in
Mhm.
Oklahoma City, but he's releasing them this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
That's
think
what's
they
up.
got some here. I think they have some here. I might go check one out.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
So easy. Let's talk a little bit about you for a second, man. You know
Uh oh.
you're kind of an interesting cat, brother. I know me and you have chatted it up a little bit. Um, so
We we
with us
we
being
could
media
we could have
people,
been on the phone for hours too.
right? So with us
Seriously.
being media people, man, what when did you get started with your social media, doing your interviews, and where did you see that going?
Well, I didn't start actually it me doing the interviews on Instagram Live. I do it for those who don't know, I'm on live on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time on my IG page, Smokeezy at Smokeezy blog. Um and I do a Tuesday night show where I started by featuring black owned businesses in the cigar and spirits industries and just allowing us to utilize the Instagram platform to elevate our brands and just bring the people to you. And especially folks who may not be so, they're not established yet, they're not known yet, they're relatively young in their business, but to just allow them the platform to talk about their businesses. I can't believe somebody's actually calling me while I'm on live with y'all, motherfucker.
Of course they do.
Yeah, come on. All right, I just turned it off. I'm sorry. What we live. This is what happens, right? So,
Right.
I started doing it actually in mid June. Um, and it was just I just felt like doing it. It felt like a good idea, and I didn't know where it was going to go at first. I said, let me just do a couple, and I did it, and actually got some very warm reception with it, and I enjoyed it. Like I really enjoyed it, and I like doing Tuesday nights because Tuesdays is sort of off the beaten path of the week. There's not a lot of Instagram activity on Tuesday nights, whereas Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a lot of people end up going live. But I thought Tuesday is a good night because my whole mantra is I relax, I light up a stick, I pour a drink any night of the week. I don't relegate my relaxation with my cigars and spirits to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. I will light up and pour a drink at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning because I feel like it. Yeah, I got to go to work in the morning like everybody else, but that doesn't stop me from doing me and taking my me time. So I don't reserve the weekends for relaxation and pleasure. So why should I do that with my show? Tuesday nights is Tuesday night. Let's get it. So, and I just decided to do it. Now, it is actually sort of it, it it's progressed. The viewership is up, which I'm so thankful for, and folks seem to enjoy the platform. They enjoy the spontaneity of it because I don't have preformed questions, and I try not to make it like an interview. I want it to be a casual chat. That's why I call it sip smoke chat. Grab a cigar, pour something to drink, and just come chat with me in a very casual format. But I want to get to know your brand. I want to get to know what your portfolio is all about. I want to get to know the history of your brand. The impetus for you starting the business and why you did it in the first place and where you're going. So it just kind of started out that way, and now it's like crack. If I don't do it, I've only missed one show, and I missed it because Hurricane Isaias came through and ripped through New Jersey, and I lost power for 5 days and had some roof damage and the whole shit. And that was the only week that I missed it. But if I can't go a Tuesday without doing the show now, it's like I need it as much as y'all do.
That's what's up. Yes.
Yeah, and you
Yeah, I
definitely bringing the
remember.
fire with it, man.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
you
enjoy
definitely
it,
bringing the
man.
fire.
I'm gonna keep doing it even through the winter. I got my fire pit behind me because everybody knows when you see me on the show, I got the fire pit lit. That's because it's actually cold enough to light the fire pit. I have a stand-up propane heater as well, and so if it rains or snows, then I'll move it into the garage. But we're gonna keep doing it all through the winter, man. I'm gonna be outside. I don't smoke in the house, so but we're gonna keep the show going, man. And I'm just looking forward to continuing to bring it to you. And once again, I really do appreciate the love, man. That people have been showing and sharing the post, and telling their friends and folks to log on Tuesday nights. I like the candor, people clown in the comments and everything, which is cool. It's authentic. If, you know, animal runs across my feet or a bug flies and hits me in the face and I freak out, people laugh at me. It is what it is. It's live. And I like that. I like the spontaneity of it all, man. And I don't take myself that seriously. So, if you want to
Right.
laugh at me, you want to clown me, everybody knows I don't like small animals and I don't like bugs. Period. So, and yeah, it is what it is, man. I was out here one night, man, and this big ass bug I never seen this kind of shit before hit me in the face, and then it landed on my chair, and I had a major freak out on the Instagram live. I jumped up. I was like, "Shit, what the fuck?" I mean, cursing. I went on, and the comments, all of the laughing emojis came through, man, and they clowned me for the entire hour. And I was just like, I don't know what that was, but it tried to kill me. So, yeah. But you know what? That's just that's part of the show, man. It's part of the show, and it's all good.
The bugs in Jersey are toxic though, man. You know, they got them toxic bugs in Jersey,
They
man.
try to kill me, man. They try to get me, man. I'm looking out now. I got my citronella lamps lit, trying to keep the, little critters out. Every now and then you'll see me looking around. I'm just keeping an eye on
Dog,
my surroundings.
how in the hell do you have to have a Centinela lit at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Listen,
Jersey's off the chain, man. You don't.
because I don't want no bugs. I don't want no gnats, no mosquitoes, or as y'all call them down in Carolina, skeeters. I don't want, I don't want nothing.
Jersey, for people who don't know, it's a lot of damn farmland down there, so it's a lot of bugs
Sure
around.
is. A lot of farmland.
That's why
A
they
lot of
call it the
farmland.
Garden State.
Yep. See, there go Brat. That he was on. He was clowning me. He said he screamed like a girl. You know what? I think I did. I think I did. I'm not gonna lie. I think I did. Yeah, Brad said he was gonna do a screenshot and create a meme. I was like, you bet not. You better not. Yeah, that was nuts though. But yeah, man. I mean that's really the rationale for the show. I enjoy doing it, and last week I had Susie from Lit Torch app on, which was fabulous, and it was like the first time that I had a woman on solo 1-to-1, which was really great. So hope to be including more ladies on the show. So
Yeah, that
That's
was
what's up.
a that
yeah.
was a good show, man. I met her husband Will out here in San
Mhm.
Diego, and he had told me about the app. I think it was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, and he had told me about
Mhm.
the app, and I jumped on then, and I've been on ever since. Um, it's a great app if you guys haven't seen it or don't have it on your phone. It's called Torch, Lit Torch, and
Mhm.
it's a great app. I know that she's a female that's out there trying to find where all the black lounges are, to actually
Right.
recreate that Where the Smoke app, you know.
Mhm.
So she's out there doing it. She's doing it big. She also has a YouTube show that she does as well. So if you guys don't know, please go check out Lit Torch. Um,
Yeah.
which, by the way, Easy, that was a great interview, man.
I appreciate it, man.
She's a very interesting person, and I think that you brought some things out of her as well, which was a lot of
Mhm.
fun to hear her side
Yeah.
of the story. Chris, she's also a Army veteran,
Yep.
retired.
Yep.
So yeah, that was very interesting.
Nothing wrong
But
with
I know
that
you
blue
had.
life. Nothing wrong with that blue life.
We'll talk about that off the show.
Well, it's the blue. It's the blue ID card, man. You get the blue ID card.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Uh,
I haven't served, so that's some inside veteran stuff between y'all. But I salute y'all for for your service, man. Seriously.
no, it's just that retired ID card that we got.
Okay.
But
Yeah, blue.
hey, man, so during that interview, you and her got to talking about a couple of things. I think one
Mhm.
of the biggest things was towards the end of the show is when we were talking about females smoking.
Yep.
Now, you have a background similar to mine, which is you have the tobacconist certification. You have
Yep.
it for the consumers, where I have it for the retailers.
Correct.
So I'm not going to dive into that right now, but what I do want to talk about is the conversation that y'all had about female
Mhm.
smoking, man.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
the hell? What the hell is wrong with you? You
I
don't take them
missed
to
it.
a flavored cigar first.
You know what? You know what?
Oh,
And like I said, and listen, people who know me know that if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. If if my opinion can be swayed, then I'll let you know that I've seen a different light and will do differently or do better for that matter. That came out of some experiences that I had in
mm,
the past.
mm,
It was only based on my experience.
Right.
And when I started doing that, I started noticing that and maybe and what I think was wrong of me was to generalize that. I shouldn't have generalized that, and I did, and I definitely have pulled that back, and my approach is going to be much different now. But I base it on my experience. So I spoke on it. Again, I'm not afraid to go there, because based on that experience, it seemed that it worked. It seemed that the women smokers who are now smokers, who the very first time they picked up a stick, or maybe they did try a cigar before, but they tried the wrong cigar. So I introduced them to an infused cigar, something that was really mild, something that was flavorful for them to allow them to enjoy the experience, but be intrigued enough to decide to smoke again. Not
Right.
necessarily smoke that again, but at least to try another cigar and to try to get them. I'm trying to get them hooked. I'm trying to bring them in. I don't want to give them something that they're not ready for. So I started with that. So, but I that was the only reason why I started doing that. And based on my experience, it worked. Now, Susie had an excellent point, and actually, Brat even brought it up in the chat. He said, Would you start a guy on an infused cigar?" That question right there
Right.
smacked me upside the head because I was like, "Shit,
Hmm.
no, I wouldn't." Basically, that's some chauvinistic shit that I've been doing.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
So
I get where you're going as far as
yeah.
because people ask me that when I have events. They're like, "Well, what cigar would I start with?" I'm like, I would say when I usually say mild, and
Mhm.
regardless of what it is. But I'm like, then they say, "Well, I had a flavor one." I'm say, "Well, only thing the flavor is going to help you do is teach you how to either smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
It's like the practice of
Right.
smoking."
Right.
But I tell them once they get tired of that, which they will very quickly because some are not as good as the others, then you're gonna move
Mhm.
on. And then
Right.
I tell them to just expound your profile. You smoke
Expand it.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
agree.
smoke everything.
I
Yeah,
agree. Now, see, now, if a young lady had come to me and said, "I've smoked, an infused cigar before," and we all know that there's a number of brands out there that are infused, and they tell me that I've done it and I enjoyed it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not going to recommend another one.
right.
Now, okay, let's get you out of that space. So I've definitely done that before, but you know, I know what you mean, Leo, when you ask me like, why the fuck did I even go there? And but that was based on experience. But I heard her, and I heard her loud and clear, and I was like, wow, I need to take that to heart, and I did. And also that question that Brad asked me, would you start a dude off like that? And my answer is no. So why the fuck would I start a woman off with something like that? So I'm changing my ways.
I mean,
You
But
know what
there was a
though?
reason
starting
behind it.
starting the cigars is, I mean, because you can start them off with a mild Connecticut or even a mild Habano,
Right.
and it may not taste right to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're looking for. It might, oh, something ain't right. Even
Right.
though ones who smoke often may enjoy the cigar, but a
Right.
newbie, it's like
Right.
learning how to swim. Are you gonna throw them in the baby pool, or are you gonna throw them halfway in, waist deep? So it's a
Shit. Don't ask my father. He threw me in the deep end.
yeah, sink or swim.
Sink or swim, motherfucker.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, I mean, that's a taboo thing. I
Mhm.
think I don't want to say where we get over zealous about it because we asked a woman. I mean, I think I said this before. I think it's more of from a man's perspective, it's more of a courteous, being courteous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. It's not like, hey, you take them and say, hey, I got a Ferrari in the back, or I got the Mercedes. All right, let's jump in the Ferrari and learn how to drive first. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's more of a courteous thing. That's from my opinion. It could be wrong, but
Right. Right.
I mean, it just depends. You being careful. Like when I started what I thought was something good, and they're like, oh, and then and then it comes back, and maybe if I would
Right.
have started in phases,
Mhm.
like I did later in life, then I would have probably enjoyed cigars a
Right.
lot more better earlier in life. I
Mhm.
mean, now we have so many good cigars
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that it could be like, say if they want equal rights. Hey, here, take that
Yeah,
LFD, triple arrow,
right. Triple
get it down
Harrow,
with it.
exactly. Get that chapter one. But you know what, man? I mean, and it's a similar situation with bourbon, right? You gonna start them off with something like a Basil Hayden, or you gonna give them Old Granddad 114 or Booker?
Right.
You know,
Because
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I really think is important whenever we're and I don't want to make this to like a chauvinist kind of thing, because something that
hmm
Chris touched on is that we're a little bit more sensitive whenever it comes to our women, right? I
exactly,
found that
yes,
it's better that we ask, what are some of the flavors that you may like
exactly,
or what you're
exactly.
looking
Oh
for?
shit!
And I don't care if they go, what was that, a flying snake?
I don't know what that was, a big ass bee or something. I don't know what it was,
it
man.
was
He tried
probably
to get
it
me,
was
man.
probably a B, man. The big ones don't bite, man. The big ones don't bite.
Had to happen
So
on your show, right, Leo? See, this some
Oh
bullshit.
why
shit!
not? It's the real shit. But no, what I found, man, it works at no matter if we talk about cigars or we're talking about drinks, I always tend to ask, what are some of the flavors that you like, right?
hmm
Because then that draws me into actually fitting them a little bit better. Damn,
hmm
uh, I got you know your boy is on it right now. You know he on it.
Is he the only one on it? Is he the only one on Facebook? No.
He the only one waiting for the show to go sideways. He the only one
I
waiting.
know, I know, I know it. God damn it.
No, man, I mean, I found that to be true whenever it comes to
Mm,
even like bourbon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, and we know that bourbon has its own, strengths and ABVs and stuff like that versus scotch or
right,
some rum or something like that, which
right.
we going into some rums in a minute easy. But, you know, there's different flavors that come out of all of this stuff, man. So, I mean, we
Absolutely.
just gotta, I mean, because we do the same thing with dudes, right? Okay, so which ones have you
Yeah.
tried before? And then we'll leave
Right.
it to a certain way.
Right.
We
Right.
just gotta make sure that we respect the ladies in the same way is all.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
So,
I mean the ladies are definitely they're making noise in the cigar industry, and they have very discerning palates, more so than we do. Um, so
yeah, their palates are a hell of a lot better than ours.
sure
No,
is.
no matter
So
how what we think they
so
are.
to insult their intelligence, yet alone insult their palate is you know that's something we're not gonna do. So
Right, right.
So
Hey, Chris,
speaking of
speak.
palettes, so
Yeah,
how
I was
how
gonna say, go
y'all
ahead.
in, how y'all enjoying them cigars, man? How y'all enjoying them cigars?
okay, before
I'm
I tell you
enjoying it
about
this
this,
good.
I okay
I dropped my
that
ash, man. The ash got too big for me.
that I dropped mine too because I didn't want it to drop on me, mid talk.
I
Um,
think you dropped yours when that bug came through.
actually, the way I moved, that ash held up pretty tight, man. This is great, man. I like this. I like this a lot, Chris. Yeah, I'm pairing it with the Uncle Nearest. I went with the '93 because the 1884 because it's a much smoother blend, little fruity, um, doesn't have any bite to it at all. And I thought maybe some of the sweetness that I'm getting from that would pair really nicely with this. So
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Chris
mhm.
know how I feel about this damn limitado, so it's a
no,
no
that
brainer with me.
that limitada is three different cigars in one.
Yes,
People
plain as
sleeping
day.
on that cigar, man. But I
That
don't let them
limitada
sleep.
is when I smoked it when I did my IG live with Chris, and he noticed that I kept looking at it like I was like he's talking and I'm like, wait a minute, like all of it just it changes on you. The first third, the third, the second third, and that back end is three completely different blends. It's incredible. I enjoyed the
Yep.
hell out of that. But when you told me you were gonna smoke that today, I was like, damn, I already smoked mine, and I only had one, and I saved it. So I said I'll
This
go with this Nickel
don't
blend.
don't feel bad. This is my last one too from when I was out there in
Mhm.
Carolina. This is my last one.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but no, man. But on to some other
Yeah, man.
liquefations. Uh,
Okay.
you on one of your posts, you had said that I forgot which rum it was, that it was in your top two, which I thought was kind of hilarious. So
I saw
I'm just
you.
kind of
I
interested.
saw your response. You were like his top two.
Top two?
Then you say Diplomatico and what was the other one you told me about?
Florida Kanye.
Yes.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so the Diplomatico was the other one. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. That
Because
Diplomatico.
I said my top two because I can't decide which one I like better.
Mm-hmm.
Got you,
I
got you.
really can't. I really can't. I can't decide which one I like better. I love both of them. And if the Florida Kanye is either 12 year or the 18-year, either one,
Right.
whichever one I see, I'm grabbing. And the Diplomatico, the black bottle, the Reserva Exclusiva. Those
Mm-hmm.
two, I don't know which one I like better. I just don't. So those are my favorites. When somebody asks, what is your favorite rum? I said, I got two because
Yeah,
I
that
can't decide.
Diplomatico is like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
it does something. As soon as you take the first sip, it does something to you.
hmm hmm Whether you're smoking a cigar or not, that
Yes.
it's a beautifully
Right.
crafted,
Yep.
if you could say crafted, but
Yeah.
it's a beautiful rum, man, and the flavor is just outstanding.
And you'll
Right.
smoke
So
and you'll drink more than you think you would in a setting. You're like, damn,
okay,
I done
that's
drunk
facts.
half the damn bottle. I done drunk half the shit.
That's facts. Yeah, because I've sat out here, either doing a live session with somebody or a Zoom call or whatever, and and I'm looking at the bottle like, oh shit, you know what? Maybe I might need to push this to the back. I didn't realize I drank so much. So yeah, and stand up and not feel anything,
Right. Hey man,
But
where do you see your platform going to? Do you see it expanding any? Do you see it going in a different direction? What do you see?
yeah, I do. Um, and again, when I started it, I really didn't have a vision for it, to be honest with you. I did it because I thought it was fun. We were in the middle of a pandemic, and I thought, more and more people had time to, sit at home and enjoy their cigars, at home in their backyard, in their garage, or wherever. And I just, I said it would be something fun to do. It has since evolved, and now I'm really enjoying the platform, and I enjoy bringing different people on, who have different types of businesses. But and also the thing is this. At first, I wanted to really kind of keep it in the cigar and spirits lane, but now I'm thinking of outside of that. But what is it as cigar enthusiasts that we really like? So, for instance, I had one company on Zymaca Coffee. They are manufacturers and distributors of Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. Now, coffee is my all-time favorite pairing with cigars, more so than whiskey, anything, rum. Forget it. A cup of coffee and a cigar is my favorite time of day to smoke is in the morning. So because of that, okay, they're not in the cigar or spirits industry, but it's coffee, it's Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, which we know is a very different blend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hella expensive, but you get what you pay for. It's a fantastic blend of coffee, and I just decided that me as a cigar enthusiast, I know there's other cigar enthusiasts who really enjoy coffee too. So it'll be really interesting to have them on, not just to talk about the coffee, but to also talk about from bean to cup, the same way we talk about from seed to smoke.
Right.
Because I find that process to be just as fascinating as the tobacco growing process that gets us from seed to what we're smoking now. That process is something that I still remain fascinated by, and I've been smoking cigars for 25 plus years, and I can't stop entrenching myself in that story and watching that process. It brings me so much joy to see it. So I wanted to bring that coffee experience, and show how it aligns to the cigar making process. So I had them on. So in other words, what I'm saying, to make a long story short, is I want to start doing and having folks on with businesses that pertain to cigar enjoyment. So I'm gonna start having some folks that are, who are winemakers, and outside of spirits, meaning rums and whiskeys and scotches and brandy and cognac and things like that. So I'm going to start doing it in that way. I want to take the show a little larger than where it is now. I'm going to definitely start utilizing different platforms. Um, and then we just gonna see how. I have a couple of other things in the back of my head that I'm gonna reserve for now, because I know I need to get to step B before I can get to C, D, and E. So, um, but it's definitely something that I've latched on to, and I really enjoy it. So you're gonna see a lot more of me.
Awesome, man. That's what I
Um,
like to hear, man. That's yeah, like Chris
mhm.
said, that's what's up, man. Because I know that we're gonna have on a person from Uncle Nearest in the near future, which
That's
will
what's
be
up.
a lot of fun. So
Hmm.
that's gonna be interesting. And
Hmm.
yeah, man, I
I
can
had
definitely see where
I
you
had
where
I
you're like
had Jay
that.
Madison on. I had Jay Madison on my show from Uncle Nearest.
I
Yeah, that
saw
was a good
that.
show.
I saw
That was a
that.
good
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
a good show.
yeah,
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 that's a
yeah,
good brother.
yeah.
He's a good brother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I got a question for you two media people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here go the shit.
Here we go.
You damn no good us no. No, but seriously, on a serious note, because lately, Carolina Blues been like slowly gaining momentum. And it's I like to take things slow, but I've been getting a lot of, as we want to call them, influencers. Do you guys consider yourself on the media's only, or on the influencer side, or both together?
I'll throw that to you first, Easy.
You know, I never thought of myself as an influencer. I always thought of myself as a cigar enthusiast who likes to share experiences, my experiences. Um, my vocabulary is set up differently. Um, I look at cigars a little differently. My background is not in cigars or anything at all. I'm a science dude. I'm a senior scientific director for a medical communications agency. I've been in science all my life. I'm a PA. I used to work in liver transplant and hepatobiliary surgery. So I'm a science guy. I'm a data, I'm a research guy. And cigars is something that I do as a passion. And that was my only approach as a quote media person, is just I'm passionate about, um, cigars, and I'm passionate about sharing my experiences. And I know I have a little different take on things and a different approach. And so I just want to bring me to you. So I never really saw myself as a media guy. I know I am in a way, because I do have a platform that is utilized to not only bring those experiences, but to educate and to bring certain brands to the forefront, and elevate their brands on the platform. But um, somebody just called me an influencer for the first time the other day. I was talking to somebody, actually a colleague of mine, who says, "Yeah, I heard about your show on Instagram. I heard you're quite the influencer," and it made me pause. I was like, "Okay." So I never. That was the first time that actually someone ever called me that, and I was taken aback a little bit, because honestly, I quite frankly didn't know what to do with that. And I was like, wow, okay, if I am, fantastic. Um, but yeah, that was the first time I ever heard that, honestly. So to answer your question, I never saw myself as that.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if
Leo.
other people feel that I am,
Mm-hmm.
then that's fine. I'll take that and I'll run with it. But I just never saw myself that way.
Mm.
I look at it a little bit different. Um, Influencer versus just media. Um, we're in an age now where I think that the word influencer is a joke,
Mm.
because social
Mm,
media is out there. everybody's on social media. I think I talked to this last week or the week before. Is the fact that I think I was on Bratch live, and the fact is that there's so much that we're posting every day about different
Right.
cigars, different liquors. We're all influencers. I mean, if you really go to the true meaning of the word influencer, and that's where I always take everything back to. I think it's a joke. Um, we're all influencers. Everybody who posts something, you're an influencer because you're influencing somebody to smoke that cigar. Now, as
Mhm.
far as the media side is concerned, I think that what we do talk about, what we do blog about, what we write about, yes, that is more or less influencing somebody to do something, but that's also giving a a review, a thought behind what it is that we're actually smoking, drinking, right?
Mhm.
So I think that that needs to truly be separated because I mean, when I look at influencer, I look at somebody like a Sean Williams, who's a ambassador for Cohiba. You know, he's actually going around talking to people, going to different states, places, to where you're actually a true influencer. You're an influencer for that company. I think everybody else out here is just trying to influence people to come and follow them. That's just what I truly think. You know, I talk about it all the time. I don't give a damn about how many followers I got. I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but that's not what I'm going after. What I'm going after is a media side of things. I want to make sure that people understand what is exactly going on. So that's my take on it.
Mhm.
And I think that Rob put up a very good comment too. He said, I think many of the cigar media community folks do not consider themselves as influencers, which is what I just said.
Mhm.
I'm not an
Right.
influencer, man. The cigar, and me
Right.
and Chris, we talk about this all the time, is that the cigars are going to influence themselves. The cigars are
Right.
going to sell themselves. You know, even me here at the shop is that look, I can talk to you about the cigars, but it's a matter of what is actually in that cigar is going to be the influence of whether you're going to purchase it or not.
Mhm.
It ain't
Yeah,
me.
that's
You didn't buy it because of me.
But our perspectives may influence folks to determine or make that decision to try what you're smoking because I hear your perspective on it. So maybe that's why people label us as influencers because of that. And
That
because
could be.
of our experiences, also the fact that, we're tobacconists. You're a retail tobacconist. I'm a consumer tobacconist. So I think also that in itself lends to some credibility in terms of what we're talking about. So folks will look at
Hmm.
that and think, yeah, he's an influencer. And like you, I don't look at the numbers. I'm not into how many followers I got and all that other kind of stuff. The folks that follow me, I appreciate you, and I love. Um, to me, I'm more concerned about the engagement more
So
so than the following.
I don't know if Brad's being funny with this or if he's being serious. Because if this is a
I
serious
know.
comment from Brad, holy shit! I'm amazed. I'm taken aback by it. But thank you, Brad. I appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah, appreciate you, Brad.
and the reason I asked you to that is, like I said, I get, everybody wants to get on the bus once the bus starts moving. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They don't want to get on when it's empty. They want to get on and see where it's going when it's full. Um, so I get like messages all the time. Hey, let me push your brand. So me, I've been down this damn road before. So I go back and look and see what you're doing.
Mm.
And like, okay, do you push boutique or you just want some free cigars? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
when I see Cohiba and all the other major brands, I'm like, well, how are you going to influence my brand if you don't even get behind a boutique brand? In general, not even mine. You don't
Mhm.
even have Romacraft. You don't even have
Mhm.
Epic. You don't even have Southern Draw. So how are you going to get
Right.
behind Carolina Blue?
Right.
Plus, if you really, and now how are you going to influence someone if you've never smoked it? So the first thing I say is, how about purchase the shit and let's talk about it then. And we
Mhm.
go from, because I'm small. And, we go round and round and round and round circles. But to the end, I decline most of it all the time because
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
people that support me for the most part are the ones who purchased or been there through the hard times and all that stuff,
Right.
and give
Right.
positive feedback. Just because you post a nice picture on an ashtray
Mhm.
and you might get two people to buy my cigar, that's not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So on another question that I have as far as the marketing, what do you guys see? You know, the pink elephant is in the room. You know, we both see you black. You know, and cigar table talk, and we can go with cigar Brad, and we can go with Fred and all the other guys. Like, and then you have the other side of the media where you have cigar Coop, and you have all the other guys.
Right.
So where do you see you as far as who you are getting together as a conglomerate and making it a bigger side and maybe make it a some kind of you know we I don't want to leave my man Cigar Reed. So Cigar Reed is like in a he's in a mid
He's a different category.
hover
He,
he's in a
Ed,
mid yeah he's in a mid hovering point where
Antoine,
he's
Antoine,
yeah yeah
editor
yeah
Reed, editor
yeah
Reed.
yeah yeah
Yeah,
he's in another level where he's mainstream, but
right. He's mainstream.
he's
Yeah.
so for you guys who's coming up, what do you see or what do you think you can do to push yourselves over to that editor Reed side without the
Mm-hmm.
magazine, so to speak?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now
Mm-hmm.
let me take this one easy because I know me and
No, go
Easy
ahead, man.
talked about this. I'm gonna try to keep this as plain and simple as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the information that you may hear is classified. So what I will say is that stay tuned as Easy and I are working on something.
Okay, okay,
That's what I
okay.
will say.
And it's good, and you guys know how I feel about I'll just say boutique. I'm a boutique. I'm a cigar guy. I'm a cigar maker. I was born and I was worked in it. I did all kinds of stuff in it. You know, can I be classified as black? Yeah, I am black. I'm mixed too. It really doesn't matter. But for the most part, is you have your side, I have my side, and we're trying to work our way up in the industry that we all know is on a on a different level. It's like Hispanic and Caucasian. We all know that. It's not anything that I'm not saying it's not true, but to break through, it's just. Do you think you need to? How would I say? Do a lot more collaborations like PCA and TPE. That you guys need to just be there and just be on the spot. Sometimes you got to be on the spot to be, to get your breakthrough. To take you guys. Are you guys taking serious out there? That's what
Well,
I,
I'm.
I,
let me jump in here real quick because what I will say is that when before IPCPR became the PCA, I had looked at becoming a member,
Hmm.
and but there wasn't a lane for quote media folk at that point to become a member.
Right.
It wasn't until just a couple of years ago that they actually had a membership line for folks in media. And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I think I might want to do that because I do want to start going to the trade show. And what I also thought was interesting is how in the fuck, yeah, the IPCPR is supposed to be for industry folks, but yet I'm seeing everyday consumers on the floor, and how they get there if you are not a member of IPCPR. So that kind of pissed me off because I'm like, okay, there's no lane for me to do this legitimately as a person who has a website or has a media platform to become a member, and then you're telling me how exclusive it is in terms of the membership and having access to the floor, but then IPCPR comes around and then I see all these social media posts and all these motherfuckers on the floor who don't belong. So that actually turned me off, and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I won't join. Let me see how this plays out. And I'm kind of curious. And then now, they're the PCA, and now also you have some of the larger, more mainstream brands who are pulling out from PCA. So I'm kind of just watching how things are moving in that space and in that environment. And that's the reason why I haven't joined or became a member yet. Do I feel I need to be there to kind of elevate what I'm doing? Um, Not necessarily. I think it's a nice to have. I don't think it's a must have. Not for me, at least.
Right.
Um, but eventually, I would like to because I do want to have that experience of being on that floor. and bringing that kind of coverage to the folks who don't have that level of access. But to me, right now, it's a nice to have. It's not a must have.
Okay.
I found it that for me, my first year going, because when I first went, I was doing a lot of writing, a lot of blogging. So I wanted to see what it was all about, see what I could write about, going to IPCPR at that time, get a little video, a couple of pictures here and there and stuff like that, which I found to be very interesting. And I think people had a lot of fun with it. To go and see some of the new cigars that are coming out
Hmm.
that you wouldn't be able to see before they actually hit the shelves. That was a great experience, seeing some of the other retailers from around the country, seeing some other excuse me, manufacturers that you don't normally get a chance to see on
Right.
a daily basis because they may not hit your city. That was a great time for me to go. I had a lot of fun, did a lot of things. Do I think that's important for us to go to these kind of conventions, PCA, TPE? I think that it is. Um,
Hmm.
I think that the more that we're seen in person, because here's the way I look at it. Okay, if social media went away today, where the fuck are we gonna be? Okay,
But here's
that's
the
the way I
thing:
look at it.
it ain't going nowhere.
No, I said if. I said if. So if
Right. Right.
let's just
A
say the
hypothetical. I got
internet shut down, right? Internet
you.
shuts down. Where are you gonna be? So
Hmm.
if you don't get out and see these people, you don't you don't get that opportunity. You don't get that
Hmm.
opportunity to try to make something about who you are. This is just my personal opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah, Barrels and Lease is going to be a PCA. Barrels and Lease is going to be a TPE, and any other major convention or events are going to be out there. So, yes, I do think it's important because it's just like anything
So,
else. The more you
hold
see
on,
it,
and I don't want to interrupt your stream of thought, but I need to ask you this. So you said you went there a couple of years ago. Was this as a IPCPR member, or did you just say, "Fuck it, I'm going. I'm getting on
no,
that
no, no,
floor"?
no. I pay
Okay,
my dues. I'm
you
a
did.
member of
Okay,
PCA.
okay.
I do it the right way. And I
Hmm.
know that a lot of people, my first year when I went, they were like, "How did you get here?" And I showed them my badge. And when it says Barrels and Lease, it makes a whole difference. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not under anybody else. I'm
Hmm.
my entity. So yeah, I do think that it's important because people get to see you. I've
Hmm.
made connections with a lot of different manufacturers versus just actually reaching out on social media.
Hmm. Hmm.
To where they don't know me or haven't seen me in person, something like that. I think that connection is still important. I think that we
Hmm.
still need to have that face to face in those conversations,
Right.
outside of social media and on the
Right.
telephone, stuff like that. So that's
Right.
the reason I would say I'm gonna go. I'm gonna continue to
Hmm.
go. It's important to keep that communication, that network going.
Hmm. No, and I hear you, and I'm going to caveat what I said because me as Smoke Easy thought that it was a nice to have and it was something that I wanted to do. But again, that was especially when I wasn't open or it wasn't available for me to do it legitimately as a media member. However, shit has evolved because as you and I have been talking about, and what we're talking about, the future of what we're doing, I absolutely think that it would be imperative
All right.
to be there at TPE and PCA. So I will agree with you. But Chris had asked that question as of what I was particularly doing, and did I feel that I needed that to progress my platform and things like that? And I always thought that again, it was a nice to have, but not a must have. But I think for what you and I have talked about offline, Leo, um, and where we're actually going to be taking this together. Yeah, I will agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's just important we go and show our face.
Hmm.
Jahar said all of us do media in a different way, which I love. Good brothers pushing cigar media without hating and uplifting each other. But I think Chris is right. If we are at the PCA together as a whole, um, then we look at it as cigar media.
At Cigar
I
Media,
think
right?
that yeah. I think that if we're going to the elephant in the room, as Chris put out there, or the pink elephant in the room, yeah, the black cigar media side is not
Hmm.
as relevant right now as I know that it will be in the near future. Um,
Correct.
it's just taking its time. We are more or less worried about consuming versus actually helping one another or educating one another. And I think that that's where
Hmm.
you and I's approach easy comes into effect to where
Yes.
I think that we can win. Let me just put it out there.
Yes.
We can win. So
Absolutely.
I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah. And we need to do it.
Hmm.
And shout out to Cigar Table Talk there for what he said, because that's one thing
Yeah.
that I just actually recently found is that and I hate to label us, but we have to, the black cigar media has been extraordinarily supportive of each other, and I've been seeing it. I've been a recipient of that support, and I am reciprocating the support. And I think it's imperative that we continue to do exactly what we're doing now, so that we can grow, and especially do embark on some of the ventures that you and I have discussed offline. So yeah, I look forward to that next phase, man. I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Yeah.
So, from your media standpoint, you know how we do. When you look at two sides of the table, do you think from a location standpoint, are we, and it's not, looking at Smoke Easy or Barrels and Leaves in general, but from a, do you guys think you do a good job as far as promoting all brands, or do you think that in some parts that we stay, and again, this is not the relationship that Carolina Blue and Barrels and Leaves have is totally different than, because he does everything. But do you think we have a flaw in maybe sticking to a particular circle, or do we expound enough on the knowledge as far as the education that we try to give to all the, because as we both know, the African American, or I should say minority smokers of color, you know, is growing. So are we doing enough to educate those to try everything, or are we still like stuck somewhere? You know, I don't know if I
If
explained
I
myself.
if I understand where you're going is, and I believe I hear where you're going, is that do
Yeah.
we reach out and do the Roma crafts? Do we do the tabernacles? Do we do some of the other brands, Camacho and things like that? Um, I think that we for from some of the people that I've talked to that have shows, or we consider ourselves media. Um, I think that what we tend to do is start black, and I think that eventually we go the other you go to the other side. Whereas myself, I started out total opposite. I
Hmm.
started out with a lot of mainstream guys, you know,
Hmm.
started out talking to those guys, interviewing those guys, which kind of helped to grow me to where I am today, and understanding more about the boutique side, a little bit smaller base of cigar population, or cigar populace. I think that that grew me into wanting to expand more to that true boutique side.
Yes.
So in that boutique side, there are a lot of black cigar makers that are actually coming
Yes.
into the fold nowadays. So
Yes.
that interest is going to be there, obviously, and it's also going to be to where I'm still going to focus on that boutique range, but I'm also going to
Hmm.
mix in the mainstream range. So yeah,
Mainstream, right?
there is that conglomerate that needs to happen, Chris.
Hmm.
But people have their own approach. I'll put it like that. Um,
Hmm.
I form my approach from talking to a multitude of other people, and I think me and you talked about that before, Chris. But I think that if going back to your previous question, the more that we stick in together as a black media source, the more that we can extend our hand to
Hmm.
these other, or extend our outreach to these other
Outreach,
companies.
right? right, to some of the black owned brands. And I agree with you 100% everything that you just said, because that's kind of the lane that I'm in as well. I enjoy a lot of the mainstream brands, but I'm really gravitate to the boutique blends, and I'm really intrigued by all of the newer boutique brands that are coming into the marketplace. Um, and I'm very very proud of us as a people. And I'm unapologetic about the fact that I want to give some light to the black owned brands, because we need to support them. We need to elevate their brands and give them the platform, and share and support as much as possible. Because the cigar industry it's a tough industry as any other. It's hard to break through, and I want us to succeed. With that said, and I said it in one of my posts to promote this, that there might be a few ruffle feathers moments on this show, and I may ruffle feathers by saying this. Um, don't come out with no bullshit. If just because you're a black brand doesn't mean that you deserve a space in my humidor,
Or
plain
on
and
my
simple,
show.
or on your shelf, exactly, or on my Instagram page, or Facebook page, or Twitter page, for that matter. Um, plain and simple, plain and
That,
simple.
that's a great caveat. So from that perspective, me being a manufacturer, what are some of your experiences as far as roadblocks with black manufacturers, if you had any? Like, do they, like me, everybody knows, you know, me the first time me and Brett talked, it wasn't anything negative. It was just like, hey, everybody doesn't may not like the cigar or whatever. That's just what it is. It's not,
Right,
everybody may not like my cigar. I understand that. That's why there's so
right.
many. But um, did you guys run into any kind of roadblocks as far as confrontational stuff from just any
No,
manufacturer?
I haven't had anything that's confrontational. One thing that I always tell everyone is, if you see me post your cigar, that's because I enjoy it, and it's not because whether you're black or a person of color. It's because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I'm not going to badmouth it, because one man's junk is another man's treasure. So while I may think it's one of the worst fucking cigars I ever smoked in my life, you might smoke it and be like, "Oh my God, this blend is incredible." So I'm not going to badmouth anybody's cigar. Now, if you send me cigars and say, "Hey, Smoke Easy, I want you to try my stuff. Let me know what you think." If I don't like it, I'm going to give you personally. I'm going to reach out to you and say, "Okay, I didn't enjoy it, but here's the reasons why." And it could be something that was completely, aesthetic. Maybe there's something wrong with. Maybe you need to rethink who you got rolling your brand, more so than the blend of the cigar itself. So it may be some other things, but I will, if I have any kind of constructive, and I say constructive, negative feedback, I give it to the person. I won't put them on blast. But
Right.
if I love it, I won't hesitate to let people know I love it. I haven't hesitated to talk about Carolina Blue cigars because I fucking love them. Period. End of story. Every one of the sticks that I smoked, I loved it. But also, that's why I always want to know kind of the backstory behind the blend too, or behind the brand. I want to know the backstory. I want to know if you, as a black cigar maker, have you immersed yourself in understanding cigar making and cigar manufacturing and cigar blending. If you haven't taken the time to do that for your brand, I personally I have a I'm going to challenge you on that, because anybody can go to anybody who creates bundles and come up with a band and put their band on it and say, I got a cigar, but know absolutely nothing about how that cigar was blended. Or, for all I know, the next batch that they get is going to be a completely different blend. Because why? You're not paying attention to the blending process, nor do you even know what type of leaves your cigar is made from. Is this what is this blend? Is it Dominican? Is it Nicaraguan? Is it does it have Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, but the Honduran and Nicaraguan filler? And well, I don't I get it from this guy down in Miami. Or dog, come on, really, really, I can't rock with that. So a cat like you, Chris, um, a cat like Sean Williams, who had his brand before he became, brand ambassador for Cohiba, immersed himself in really learning and understanding cigar making and had a hand in actually creating the blend. And that's what I love about you too, is that the fact that you're really a perfectionist. I smoked one of your cigars. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm like, this is market ready. In my opinion, this is market ready. And you were like, nah, it's not. It's not. And I'm like, dog, as a consumer, this is. You were like, nope. I was like, I'm tweaking the blend a little bit. I appreciate that. So that's just my. I know I can get long winded when I respond to your question, but that's just something that again, I want to promote us as black cigar makers, but again, you don't necessarily deserve a spot in my humidor. But now I have come across certain folks that have sent me sticks, and he's like, yo, write a review, put it on your site, put it in your and I'm like, I'm not going to do that, and here's the reasons why. And for the most part, anyone who I've ever told that, they've taken it and be like, okay, I appreciate the feedback. So I haven't had any kind of confrontation. Nothing negative so far, knock wood, has come out of a situation like that.
Which is funny because I remember the first time Chris asked me, "So give me your honest, raw opinion," and I was afraid. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna run into something right here with this cat." And he was like, "Okay, all right, I'm gonna do something with that." So I was like, "Oh, okay,
Mhm.
all right."
Right.
So my man Jahar said, "No, me personally, I stick to the boutique side because a lot of people, where me and Easy from, people don't know about these brands because if we don't support these black-owned brands, who will?" Um, I like that as well. My man Rob said that each media person has a different point of view, different
Hmm.
experiences, different knowledge. Have multiple points of views is good for consumer and manufacturers as it provides a more well-rounded advantage as well as centrist overall opinion. Um,
Excellent. Yeah.
you know,
Agreed.
I look at it also too, and I know me and you talked about this before, Easy, is that oh well, I got to put this up from Brad. He said a lot of companies are looking for kumbaya moments on people's platforms. They don't take the truth well sometimes. That I have to agree on. And that was one of
Yeah.
the reasons why when Chris came and asked me about my honest opinion about the cigar, it was like, oh shit. All right. I mean, it was Chris was the first manufacturer I ever gave my honest opinion about, and I think I told him that.
Mm.
And he took it as a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come back and say, "Well, you know what? Well, no, you weren't supposed to get that," or "No, your
Hmm.
palate sucks." And I've had manufacturers do that to me. It's like, "No, no, your palate's fucked up." I'm like, how you gonna tell me what I got from your cigar, which you're
Right.
putting out on the market? Okay, so because I didn't get what you got, so now my opinion's wrong. So in
Right.
other words, and I know my mom is listening, but don't try to mind fuck me because I know what I'm doing.
Hmm.
And that's the
Hmm.
whole thing, is that
Hmm.
it's already going back to the whole influencing thing. There's already enough of that. When we write our reviews or we have somebody on, there's already enough influence going on as it is. So don't try to influence me on your cigar. I'm not your sales rep. I don't need to do that. Um,
Right. Right.
but one question I do got for you, Easy. I know, Chris. I know you got another question, but I gotta ask this one. Easy, have you ever been approached by somebody, a manufacturer, or have you ever thought about approaching a manufacturer and either you talk to them and you're like, nah, this ain't gonna happen, not on the show, or vice versa. They contact you and be like, I don't think I like it.
Yeah. Yes, I have. I've had the experience where a company. I won't say necessarily a manufacturer because obviously they're not manufacturing shit. Um, but their company who has given me a cigar and asked me for my feedback, and I don't like it, and I'm like, and I always tell them when we first communicate with each other is, you know hell, they'll ask me, hey, so, give me your address and I'll send you a sampler pack, or I'll send you some cigars, really interested to hear your feedback. Okay, fantastic. Here's my address, send it to me. But I always let them know, hey, listen, I won't hesitate to post it if it's something that I really like. But again, if I don't, I will give you some feedback and tell you why I didn't. Because I always thought that constructive criticism is something that you need to hear. So maybe you need to do something different. Now, my opinion is an N of one. It doesn't necessarily reflect what most may say, but you came to me and ask me. So I'm going to give you my response. I've been smoking cigars for a long damn time. So I think what I have to say is credible. And I think you should listen to my opinion. You asked for it, so I'm going to give it to you, whether it's, positive or negative, but it is going to be raw. It is going to be real. So yeah, I've given people feedback, and now have I ever heard from them again? In some cases, yeah, because they were like, yo, you know what? I appreciate that.
Right.
And we can have a relationship, whether it's on social media or even personally, which is cool. But there's been some that, they haven't reached back out to me. And, that's fine too. It is what it is.
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you think from a boot from a boot boutique perspective, do the boutique brand owners, I don't want to say use you, but do they understand that you guys are actually part of, I hate this word culture thing. I'm not going to even say
Hmm.
culture. I hate that. The community, as far as a team effort to help push something new because you guys are in it. Do you think that okay, let me just get back.
Hey,
Some
Chris,
companies
Chris,
use their
Chris,
own
Chris,
strategic way of putting out their own
don't
cigar.
hold back,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Don't hold back,
No,
brother.
no,
Ask,
I
no,
don't want to
ask
say it.
what's on your mind.
Uh,
Ask,
Ask the damn
ask
question.
what's on your mind. Ask the damn question. No, no.
no,
Well,
no,
see what we're not going to
I
do,
don't want to.
Leo. Let me take your show over 1 second.
Do your
See
thing,
what
brother.
we're not going to
No,
do
no, no,
is
no, no,
tiptoe over shit. We are
no.
not going to walk
I'm
on
saying this.
eggshells on this show. Okay. All right. All
Okay,
right. I'm now. I'm back.
but
I'm
y'all know I
I'm the
don't do
guest.
eggs.
Leo, please.
Okay. No, I'm trying. I'm trying to be political correct
No,
here.
fuck that.
Fuck that.
So,
No,
Fuck that. Fuck that.
no,
Not this one.
no,
um,
no. We're not here to
okay.
be politically correct.
So,
No, no,
do
sir.
you think, like looking like through this whole pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
do you think all, some, none have used you guys in a correct way to help promote what they have on the market?
No. No.
Are you asking me as Smoke Easy or us and in general, me,
Marketing,
Leo,
yeah,
Table Talk,
the
and
media,
all the other
yeah,
shows?
yeah.
Do we
Like,
do we
do you guys feel as though you guys had to run out and find the people, or like, okay, let's look at it from the other side. Like, you have Coop and you have all those other guys where, Cigar Aficionado. Like, anytime Half Wheel, for example, soon as
right,
something drop, they get the news first. Bow, Half Wheel,
right,
then it spreads like my stablemate, Cigar Culture.
right,
Soon as I found out the same time it was hitting. Because the factory called me, and I'm like, damn.
right,
So, do you
right,
feel as
right?
though that, since it doesn't have to be black. It just can be boutique or smaller. That we should use you guys in the media more to help promote, things out on a grander scale. Like, if we blast out like,
Absolutely,
hey, Carolina Blue has this new cigar out, that you
absolutely.
guys need to
Yeah.
take the reins a little more and run with it and say, hey, guess what's coming out with Carolina Blue?
I,
You know,
I, I would encourage all brands, whether you're mainstream or boutique, is to understand who is in the media and put them on your email list. Put them on your, any press releases that you have. should come to us so that we can post it and we could talk about it. I don't mind doing that. I definitely don't mind sharing the news. I do notice that there are some platforms who get the news before I do. There are some brands who will put their press releases and only send it out to a select few. Um, my emails have been growing in terms of companies sending me press release and making announcements that they got something new on the market and things like that. But yeah, I think they definitely should, and especially as us in again black cigar media, especially our audiences, and especially because the population of black cigar smokers has mushroomed. um, it would behoove you to start looking at some of the less mainstream folks in media, even if it means that the folks in media who are people of color, and make sure that they get the news as well. So yeah, they definitely need to engage us more and send us cigars. That see one thing I don't do is I don't solicit for no fucking free cigars. I I I I have money. I can buy my own goddamn cigars. I appreciate when companies send me their goods and say, hey, interested in your opinion. If you like it, please post it on social media. I'll take it. I'm a cigar enthusiast, so I welcome it. I love going to the mailbox and opening up my mailbox and there's a box there and I'm like, oh, new cigar. Or UPS dropped something on my front door. I get excited. So my wife is like, damn, you got more cigars? She's like, you ordered? I'm like, I didn't order it, but somebody sent it to me. I get excited about it. Yeah, so I appreciate that. But I'm not out there and I don't reach out to companies to say, hey, send me some cigars so I can take a look at them, or so I can review them, or maybe post them on social media. I don't solicit in that way. I appreciate them sending it to me. But as a black cigar maker, I don't mind supporting. We need to support. We need to purchase. I don't mind purchasing your cigars. And then if I really enjoy them, giving you the feedback to say, hey, you know what? I really liked your cigar. Here's the feedback I have. I don't mind posting it. And as a matter of fact, I want you to come on my show. So I have no problem doing that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that I don't think that we're utilized as much as we should be. Um, I
We
think that
definitely not.
I think there's a lot more that we should be able to do for some of these companies. Um, because my thing is that you're quick to go to some of the others. You're quick to go to KMA, or you're quick to go to Cigar Coupe, or you're quick to go Half Wheel or what have you. But
Hmm.
how quick are you to start pushing on people? I mean, I think me and Chris talked about it before. I mean, you want to play in the majors, but you're still playing minor league ball. You know,
Ooh, say that again for the
there's a
folks in the back.
there's a crawl before you walk stage through all of this. I
Hmm.
mean,
Yes.
I love the fact that Chris and I chatted in the very beginning when we first started this thing. It was like, dude, your cigar cannot do what you said it did. And when I smoked two of them, I was like, okay, I'm a believer now. Okay, I'm drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. It just is what it is.
Right.
But
Right.
it's one of the things that I've seen him kind of do throughout our entire dealings. And he's gone to some of the smaller guys first. He got approached from Tobacco Magazine, which he was
Hmm.
also in. But how that came about is because he crept his way. I think some of these companies that are out here now, what they want to do is they want to be seen, but they're not understanding what they're doing. And I think
Ooh.
that's where the approach kind of needs to start. Understand what you're
Right.
doing, how you need to go about doing this thing so that you can play in the big league. And with us on the
Yes.
media side, we see it, we understand it, we look at this all the damn time. And I think that it needs to be understood of what your approach can and should be. I don't say what it
Hmm.
exactly should be, but I think what it can and should be is you need to start with a smaller approach because you never know who me or Easy may know to get you in contact with.
I would agree with that.
So, do you think from another caveat, just caveat in the way?
Oh, by the way,
So,
Chris. That spice picked up like a
Yes.
motherfucker, just like you said.
Yep.
Just like you said. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but yeah,
No, that's fine. I always love the feedback.
yep.
And that's one thing, I know is any product thing you make on the market, there is feedback. And like I told both of you guys know, I talked to you, Brett knows, a bunch of people know that I tried to bring us all together as a group using media to help spring forward, what we do. Because as we know, some people, I can't say, a lot of people, we don't know their intentions when they make a cigar. You know, so do you think down the road that more manufacturers, we need to talk like they do on the mainstream? Like Coop is at the factories, or he's at LFD, he's at all these other factories. I invite all you guys to my factory, and just to understand more of the process, and even to help
Yes.
the smaller guys understand the market they're in. Because we got
Yes.
some cigar brands that are regional, some want to go larger, but they're not capable because maybe the stick isn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Your
Hmm.
friends like it, but will Mr. Jones like it in Idaho? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I think, do you think that we need to, as manufacturers and media, need to talk more in a group setting other than just the individual conversations? Maybe we can just get a bigger perspective of the game. What are some
Yes.
things that you think that we, as manufacturers, are failing to do to bring our products to the market?
Crab in a
That's a
barrel syndrome.
ooh. Oh, go ahead and speak on that shit. Uh oh.
Yeah, I do, man. I think that we try to. Well, I think that some of you guys try to stick to like and I'm not saying you, Chris, but I think some boutique manufacturers try to stick to their own clique, and you're not doing anything to help yourself. You know, you're not elevating yourself in any kind of way. So you have got to expand out. You've got to grow. You've got to get away from who you normally deal with all the time, because
Yeah.
when you're around the same people making dollar bills, you're never gonna make that $100 bill. I know me and you talk about it sometimes, Chris. So I think that it's the whole crab in a barrel syndrome, even within the boutique manufacturers. When you look at some of the other big ones that are big boutique manufacturers, when you look at people like Roma Craft, you see some of the things that they're doing. When you look at people like Dunbar and Tobacco and Trust, you see what they're doing. The
Hmm.
games are being elevated because they're not sticking to certain areas or certain people. You know, I know that I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Some of these boutique manufacturers, they're regional manufacturers. They do it for their region. They're still playing minor league ball, trying to get to the big
Hmm.
leagues, and they're thinking that what they're doing is going to grow them to the big league. Sure, you have got to start somewhere. That's not what I'm saying. You got to start somewhere, but you can't keep it there, because sometimes your own will keep you right where you are, and that's a mistake.
Okay, now, I'm going to ask you to dig into that a little deeper because you mentioned cigar manufacturers. Let's talk about cigar brands because not all cigar brands are cigar manufacturers.
True.
True, you're very correct.
So,
Uh,
and again, this might be a ruffle feathers moment because I agree with what you're saying, particularly in the cigar brands who are they stay in their space and that's where they live and that's where they thrive, but they're not seeing the bigger picture.
Hmm.
And you know what, your brand is not going to grow. You may not be a manufacturer, you're a brand, but your brand is not going to grow because you're staying within this very very tight circle, and you are
100%.
regional. You are regional, you really are, because I ain't seen your shit in New Jersey or anywhere else in the Northeast. I see your social media page and you staying right within that group. You doing all kinds of events and promoting your events, and I'm seeing the same people at the same fucking events. When are you gonna grow? When are you gonna expand? How are you gonna expand? First of all, do you even have a fucking business plan? I mean, I really,
Here we go.
really, do
Buckle
you have
up.
a business plan? Do you have a business
Buckle up,
plan?
y'all. Here we
You know,
go.
where are you trying to grow this plan? I want us to succeed, man. And it pains me when I see some of these brands that are just, and I'm watching. I'm an observer. I watch folks. Um, and that's why I lay in the cut a lot. You know, I'm not I don't have a big mouth on social media, but I do observe. I watch very, very, very carefully, and I have a problem with some of these brands out here and how they move. And if that's where you want to move, and if that's how you want to stay, then fine. You know, if that's the lane you want to stay in, that's fine. I know one thing. My wife asked me. My wife knows when I met my wife. I've been married 25 years. When I met my wife, I was a cigar enthusiast. So she knows that how passionate I am about cigars, and she has told me, "You need to come up with your own cigar." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to do that." I said, because I'm not in a place in life to even do that. Because if I'm going to do it, I'm not going to create a nice, flashy band and put my brand. Oh, see, here we go. This motherfucker blowing leaves again. He done blown all the leaves off his lawn. I'm hoping y'all not getting a whole lot of
It's it's
noise,
not that
but
loud.
okay, this is the third goddamn time today he's been doing this shit. Um, all right. I lost my train of thought, man, because I'm so annoyed by that. So basically, I was saying that is that if I'm seeing brands that are staying in their lane, and I'm wondering how are you going to grow, and I'm concerned about it because I care. That's what it is.
I'm gonna go
Go
back to
ahead.
Rob's question, but
Yeah.
Brad put up a good point. He said the problem is that we have some brand owners who do not understand the cigar business, but saw an
Right.
opportunity to make a dollar. Brad, one
Spot
thousand
on.
percent, man.
And, and
Thousand
and and
percent.
thanks for that comment too, because now it's bringing me back to what my thinking was. I was talking about my wife saying, you know enough about cigars, you should come out with your own brand. And I'm like, no, no. I said, because I'm not in a place where if I'm going to pursue that, it's going to require me to immerse myself. I'm not going to slap my brand, my band, which is my brand, on any other cigars that I can get my hands on. Any unbanded cigars that somebody is making, just because I can go out here and sell it and make a buck. If I'm gonna do it, that means I need to go on sabbatical. That means I need to go to Dominican Republic. I need to go to Honduras. I need to go to Nicaragua. I need to immerse myself at these various factories and decide, who do I want to make my blend? Who is going to make the blend that represents me? Who's going to make the blend that I can be proud of? And that takes time, and that takes me immersing myself. I have a family. My kids got one foot out the door, so maybe later on in life I might pursue that. But as of right now, I'm not ready to do that, and I'm not going to do that, because again, if I am going to create a brand, it's going to be years from now, and it's going to be I need to do my homework, and I need to immerse myself, which means, babe, you going to be okay with me moving out of the house for some months, because I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be gone. I'm not gonna be home. That means I'm gonna have to find me a hotel or a cot in somebody's factory and stay there
Right.
and learn everything. That means I need to be out in the field.
Yeah. So my man Rob said, "Do you think that there are boutiques more interested in attention than providing
Yes,
quality product?"
yes, yes.
I
You know
was
who you are.
I was gonna go there too, is because
Yes,
we talked about the regionalization. You guys know I'm very particular about what I do. I've been down that road as far as being all over the place. Do you think that's a good from a media side? It's from a small side. Um, Being everywhere is good, but from a brand owner on a small side, do you think it's wise to be
I
everywhere?
I think that you as a manufacturer have to see the growth potential. And I think that, like Easy was saying, that has to be a part of the business plan. You know, business plans can adjust, but your model has to be there. So I think that boutique owners or brands can grow. Do I think that they should? I think that's within that individual or that individual company. Where do
Yeah.
you want to grow to? Because there's places like
Yeah.
California where you have to pay different taxes. Places like
Right.
New York, we have to pay different taxes. That's a part of your plan, in my personal opinion. Um,
Hmm.
you you want to grow wherever you want to grow to. You know, I mean, everybody wants to be Joe Fuente, everybody wants to be Padron. You know, but we have to understand where and when they got started. That's the first thing. To where we are today, there's a little bit of a difference. You know, so we need to understand how that growth potential could possibly be there. That's the only way I can see it happening for the way that
Hmm.
a manufacturer wants to do it. Like you and I talk, Chris, is like, you know what? There's some places I may not want to be right now. It's going to take some time. I got to look at a few things, and I totally understand that. And I think that that's a part of your plan. I think that's part of your model. You know, everybody's going to want you everywhere across the country,
Right.
but is it beneficial? You know, I think that if brand owners or manufacturers listen to the consumer, they're going to lose.
Hmm. Hmm.
The consumer will put you in a hole. You know,
Mm.
um, as bad as I want Carolina Blues out here in California, I know that there's a reason why you're not here yet. You know, so
Right.
there's things that people
Right.
need to look
I
at
get
whenever
it.
they're talking about, do I want
Yeah.
to go over here? Do I want to go over there? You know, and that's just
Hmm.
coming from a
Hmm.
media aspect, because there's some places I would not want to see Carolina Blue or Roma Craft or Dunbar. I would not want to see these fucking cigars in certain places because
Right.
of the environments. And
Hmm.
I'll put it
I
like
have to.
that.
I have to. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. I gotta agree with that. And also, I think you should, as a manufacturer, be exclusive. You have the right to be exclusive. God damn it! Get out of here. Sorry about that,
Just a
man.
moth, man. It's just a moth.
Bruh. They doing that. They doing that shit on purpose. They know I'm on live with you, and they messing with me. Normally, I'd be out here and they don't bother me. The minute I go live, here they come. Um, all right. I appreciate also because actually you and I, Chris, have talked about that too. Um, you being very selective and being deliberate in where you put your product. And I think you have the right to do that. Should you be everywhere? It would. I mean, from a financial perspective, from a business perspective, of course, yeah, you want to be everywhere, but you kind of don't want to be everywhere either. So, in talking to you and getting your insights on that, because I recommended some spots to you, where I would like to see your brand, but also I'm also thinking about that particular shop and why they should have your brand on their shelf. So I look at it from that perspective as well, but I also recognize that I'm not just going to, talk to a retail spot and be like, you don't have Carolina Blue on your shelves. You need to have. Listen, I need to put you in touch with Chris. You need to talk to him. You need to put him on the shelf. No, 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 no. I don't think we should be that way. And I know, from what you communicated to me, what your position is on that, and what your the future that you hold for your brand as well. So I respect that, and I do like the fact that no, I have some exclusivity in terms of where I put my cigar. Hell, Davidoff, right? Is Davidoff everywhere? No, they are very, very exclusive in terms of who they have accounts with, and rightfully so. I can rock with that. I can rock with that.
Yeah, you're on mute, man. You're on mute.
B. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
was,
there you
it's
go.
getting kind of noisy, so I was trying to hold the noise down.
Mhm.
So, what are some? I don't know. What are some of the suggestions that you think that we can improve on as manufacturers, small manufacturers, to help the consumer? I mean, are we marketing right? Are we just showing that we smoking our stuff at parties, or do we get more into detail as far as should we be more detailed, or what are some of the things we're doing right? What are some of the things we're doing wrong?
I think that with today's climate, talking about advertising and marketing and stuff like that, I mean, with COVID going on, everybody's doing the same shit. Everybody's on social media. Um, and like I said, when I was on Brad show, I actually commented on this is that, us as influencers or media, we're doing enough advertising for the companies themselves. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's not too much shit that manufacturers or brands need to actually do, which is good and bad in a sense. Like I said, I mean, shit, I think we need to get paid for some of this. I mean, there's been times where I've posted like company after company after company or cigar after cigar from one company, and it's like, damn it, okay, let me move on and let me try to do something else. But more towards your point, Chris, or your question, is that the marketing that's being done, I think that there's some examples that are out there. There's some good
Mm-hmm.
examples. I mean, when and I know that this brand is all over the fucking country, which is Drew Estate. Drew Estate does some hella marketing. They
Mm-hmm.
do some hella swag giveaways as well. Boutique manufacturers can't do that. But what I believe that is offered from boutique manufacturers is when you go and represent your brand doing events, when you are there and not a rep, that makes a huge difference. So that's the
Yeah.
marketing that most lounges want to see. And like I was
Right.
saying, is that some of these brands, they don't go all across the country for particular reasons. I know one specific manufacturer or brand owner that I can bring up. He will not come to California. I think he's come to California once since I've been here in my 9 years. And it's like people don't see you, so people kind of throw your cigars out the door, or they don't
Mm-hmm.
buy as many, should I say. So I think
Mm-hmm.
the personality or the personal touch that you give as a brand owner to your company, to your brand, will make that difference. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's really where it needs to go as far as marketing. Yeah, you can have the shirts and hats and all that shit, as we've talked about, Chris. But it's not too many times that people are going to be wearing that hat, wearing that shirt, what have you. People aren't going to necessarily worry about picking up that particular lighter or that particular cutter. You know, and I get that even from my side as far as the marketing that I do. So I think that the personal touch, of being there is the win. That's the win in the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, Leo. And I think also is, I think as a boutique manufacturer, give us you. You know what? I'm going to speak for me. I want to see you. I want to know about you. I want to know your story. And I don't necessarily, uh, you know, th- there's a time and a place for that whole party scene, doing events in the lounge with the DJ and the party and the cigar models and all the pictures and all that kind of shit. Okay, that's fine. I'm a cigar enthusiast. I want to know about the cigar. Can you bring me you? Can you educate me on your background? Can you educate me on your blends? I want to know more about your blends. Why did you select a certain blend for this particular line? Where like what am I going to expect as a cigar enthusiast in terms of flavor profile? I want some education. I don't want to just see you on social media with chicks half naked at an event promoting your cigar. Now, there's a time and place for that, and I think that there's sometimes that's your lane, that's where you want to rock, and there's certain people in certain consumers that's kind of what they gravitate to. That's not me. That's not my thing. That's why you don't see me at a lot of events. You just don't, and it's because that's not my lane. So I have different expectations. If that makes any sense.
I'm a we got about 15 minutes. Chris, I know you got another question, but Brad has a real good question, and I know I answered this on his show. I'll answer it again too, but easy. Brad said, "What suggestions would you two have for someone wanting to become cigar media?
Ooh, I've never been asked that question before. Um,
Well, I'll give you a little time
I,
to think because I'll tell
yeah,
you what I told
give me
Brad
a
is
second. Go ahead.
the fact that right now I would suggest no one becomes cigar media right now. And the reason that I say
Oh,
that
that's
is because
interesting.
of
Why?
what's going on right now with COVID, the FDA, all of that stuff. I think there's some time that needs to be brought back to the manufacturers so that they
Hmm.
can be so that they can get their product out there some more. You know,
Hmm.
there's of course there's a shit ton of product that's already out there.
Hmm.
But I think right now, for you to really catch up with the brands and really what's going on, I think that probably the first thing that I would say is understand what's going on with the cigar companies and what's going on with the cigar industry. That's the first thing that I would say. Um,
Hmm.
the next thing I would say is just understand where you want to go with your platform. As we've been talking
Okay.
about, is have your business plan together, have the structure there. Understand what direction that you want it to go. Do you want to start out by blogging like I did? I started out writing about a lot of reviews, and then I developed into the video side.
Hmm.
That's just where I felt a little bit more comfortable because I said to myself is that people don't want to read this shit anymore. People want to
Right.
hear about it, they want to talk about it a
Right.
little bit more. So that's the reason I still write a little bit about the reviews, but I don't do it as much now. Because
Right.
I'd rather come on and have the subject matter expert or that brand owner come on and so that they can talk about their product. So I think that that's a good way to do it, especially the way that social media is going today. Social media is going to be the livelihood for probably the next 50 years.
Hmm.
So we need to really focus on what you're doing with social media. So that would be the other
Hmm.
side, is focus on what you're doing on social media. Other than that, just understand what your platform is going to be all about. And something that Rob put down, which was going back to another question, is be authentic. When you're authentic in this media scene and you're not trying to be somebody else, like I
Hmm.
don't have anybody else that I look at and like, okay, I need to imitate that person. No, this is Leo Brown. This is who I am. Like it or don't, I don't give two shits. But it's the fact that you want to make sure that you have something to stand on. Then you want to build upon that. That's just my answer.
I'm glad you went there because the way you started, I was about to say I have a contrarian perspective to that, but you brought it right around to where I am. And in terms of, like in terms of advice or suggestions, first of all, authenticity. You have to be yourself. Um, I don't look at any. I see what other folks are doing in the media, in cigar media, but I don't try to emulate them or imitate them or try to take pieces from everybody to form what Smoke Easy is. Smoke Easy is Smoke Easy. I'm bringing you me. I'm giving you me. I'm giving you my perspectives. I'm giving you my outlook. I'm giving you my experiences. I'm giving you what I like, and I'm giving you what I like to see. It's not for everybody, and I accept that. It's okay. I'm not trying to be for everybody. I'm trying to be for the folks who see what I see and appreciate what I'm giving them and say, I rock with him. I like listening to him. I like your perspective. And so I think you need to also think about if that's your aspiration is to be in cigar media. Again, to your point, what's your platform? What platform do you want to utilize? Do you want a blog site? Do you want to write? Do you want to do video? Do you want to stay on social media and stay in that lane in social media? And what are you going to bring? Like, what do you want to bring? What do you want to contribute to the public? And once you start thinking about that, and again, keep it 100, keep it a buck, give us you. And I think that's the perfect place to start because that's where I started. I'm not looking at everybody else. I'm not reading the tea leaves and trying to emulate what somebody else is doing. I have a different approach. I have different things I want to say. I have different things that not there are some things that I see that are missing that I want to bring, especially on the education front. Um, so I try to bring that, and especially with my coaching, is I think a lot of us need to be more educated, and I want to bring that aspect of that to the forefront. So that's where I have to say I am 100% in agreement with what you said, Leo, because that's I would suggest the same.
Yeah, it's a little difficult, man. It's
Hmm
I like the direction that people are trying to
But
go
but but I
right
wouldn't
now.
but I wouldn't say don't do it now. That's where I think.
I'm just saying right now at this present point right now with everything
But
that's
you
going
know
on.
what? That's now see that's interesting that you would say that, and I hear your perspective on that. But I'm like, I think now, what better time than now to pull the trigger?
Because trying to come up or trying to catch up with what's going on with the brands after everything gets released
Okay,
with this
hold on.
COVID thing, you'll be a
Okay,
little bit
why?
behind.
Okay, why try to catch up though?
You're gonna have to
Understood.
because
I,
it's an ever changing
but
industry.
see,
You
but
know,
see, okay, now see, there you go. You're right. It's ever evolving. So don't. My perspective is don't try to catch up. Pull the trigger and grow from that. I'm not entirely certain that we'll ever catch up because
I I think the more that they actually understand what's going on with the industry, it'll help them build their
yeah,
platform to where they can
yeah,
actually just come on and pull the trigger. That's the reason I say that.
hmm
Because I mean once you understand what's what's going on in the manufacturers, you know what I mean, we got consumers that walk into this shop right now and they're like, how come I can't find this cigar? Well, do you see what's going on with the industry? You know, you understand that there's a shutdown that's going on. People aren't
right,
really producing as many cigars. The tobacco isn't
right,
grown as well
yes,
as it should be
yes,
right now. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
That's the reason I say
yes,
not right now. Learn
hmm
about it, read about it, understand what's going on.
right,
Then you
right,
can go ahead and catch up.
right, right, right.
That's the only reason I say that.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and we gonna have some fun because it's going on 2 hours and we've never had a fucking 2 hour show, Chris. So I'm
Real,
excited about
really.
I
this.
know, and I smoke.
Yeah.
This makes the second one but easy. I smoked one cigar for 2 hours, and yeah, this is
Damn.
Right.
You
Right.
know
good
what?
luck
I'm
charm.
looking at the live clock right there. Shit, you right, man. An hour and six. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
did.
we
You know what, Hank? But see, there you go. It's when you enjoy, what we do, and talking with folks who know what the fuck they're talking about. And I mean, I, I we could go on 3 hours. I mean,
Oh, I know, but I got to get my black ass to work though.
no, 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 no. I'm just saying it's just that the way the conversation is going and the insights and the questions that are being asked and some of the real talk, it's like I know I can talk to you guys forever about this stuff. I mean,
Yep.
I know we can't stay on the platform forever, but it's just, I'm just saying that it's easy to talk to fellas like y'all.
I know if I'm speaking out of turn, I apologize, Chris, but I know we're gonna head up to that New York area. So hopefully we get a chance to catch up, man, to sit down and actually do this live.
Yeah, yeah,
Bruh,
we're gonna do
say
that.
less,
We're gonna do
say
that.
less. I'm there. I'm
So
there. I can't
so
wait for
we
y'all to come up to the Northeast, man.
it'll be fun. So we're gonna end this as I normally do with my burn round. And I don't know if you've ever caught the shows, but the burn round is all about you and some questions I'm gonna ask. It shouldn't take any more than 5 seconds to think about the answers to these questions, or not
Uh
even
oh.
questions really. But
Uh oh.
it's all about fun. I'm
Right.
not for all everybody that follows. I'm not asking the typical question this time. I'm actually changing this one up.
Uh
So I
oh.
got four questions for you, easy. So the first one is Scotch or bourbon?
Bourbon.
Why?
Um, if you ask Isla Scotch or bourbon, I would say Isla Scotch. But you said
Mm-hmm.
Scotch, period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have to say I'm enjoying more bourbons than I am, and my Scotch lane is Isla Scotches. I love peaty Scotches,
Right.
but that's not the entire Scotch range of Scotch. And I love them particularly from the Isla region because of that. But I do prefer bourbon because I do like the higher proof. I do like the flavor profile. I do like more of the spiciness and the bite and the heat that I get from bourbons than I do with scotches. But if you were to ask me bourbon or Isla Scotch, I would say Isla Scotch.
Yeah, hell of a scotch. I know we were
Yeah.
talking about going up to New York. Brad said you better get permission from Table Talk.
Jaws a bully. Don't come to New York unless you got permission. But see, I got carte blanche because he knows Jahar and I are both from Brooklyn. So I
Right.
live in New Jersey, but I'm a Brooklyn boy by heart. So
So
We gotta kiss. Look, we gotta kiss the ring.
you
We
got to
gotta
kiss the
kiss
ring
the
before you come
ring.
to New York.
kiss them Converse.
Right, right.
So the next one is with us being media sources, half wheel or cigar aficionado.
I'm gonna. Mm, um, I'm gonna say. At first, I was gonna say neither.
Okay,
But if I had to make a choice, half wheel.
agreed, agreed. I look at cigar aficionado as the playboy of cigars.
Yes.
They talk about a lot of things, which un, I don't want to say unfortunately, but fortunately for me, uh, cigar aficionado leads me into a direction that I do want to go. Um,
Okay.
but I mean, I enjoy half wheel because it's more informative. It's funny for what Rob just put up. He said half wheel for info and
I,
CA for lifestyle.
he stole my thunder. That's Rob. Yes. I want Cigar
Yeah,
Aficionado for like their interviews are fantastic. I love the in-depth interviews. I'm looking at Cigar
right.
Aficionado for lifestyle, for the interviews. I'm not looking at Cigar Aficionado for advice on cigars or anything like that. Now, I love some of the ads that they have. I look at some of the ads and I'm intrigued by certain, especially new companies coming out or new lines that are released and they advertise, and all that is great. But if I'm looking for cigar information, if I'm looking for information on blends or flavor profiles and things like that, I go to Half Wheel for that. I'm not going to Cigar Aficionado for that.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna switch
Rob,
it up a
Rob,
little bit here now. Rob is my man. I love Rob. So
is that
Sanford and
Rob from
Son.
Traveling Cigars?
Yes, yes, that's him. That's him.
Rob, my man with the spiky hair, my man. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
Sanford and Son, or All in the Family.
Ooh, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Um, shit. Oh, that's hard, man. Sanford and Son are all in the family. You know what? I gotta, I gotta say, all in the family. I gotta say, all in the family. You know why?
Okay.
All in the family was ahead of its time. And I love Red Fox. I'm a Red Fox fan. But All in the Family was ahead of its time, and I love the character of Archie Bunker. So I have to say All in the Family.
Rob said we all want to be Fred Sanford. All right. So now I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with a good one. Now I'm gonna hit you with a good one. This is the change. And I've had to think about how I wanted to change this question. Normally I ask Tupac or Biggie. That's too
Don't
easy
don't don't
for
don't do
a lot
that.
of people to jump on.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay,
So this
don't
is what
do
I'm gonna
that.
say. I'm gonna ask you, DOC or Nate Dogg?
DOC. Nate Dogg's not a rapper.
Ooh, of course you're gonna say DOC.
Yeah, I like DOC. Yeah, DOC. Yeah, I like DOC's flow. Before he lost his voice. Yeah, no, DOC is a rapper. Nate Dogg is that dude you want to hear on the bridge. With the and it's and the chorus. You know,
Right.
that's all of his stuff is that's just classic. I don't want to hear a Nate Dogg album. No,
That's
you
messed
know,
up, man.
and rest in peace, man. I don't want to hear a whole song of Nate Dogg who sings in one chord in one tone. He ain't the best singer, but you put Nate Dogg on your chorus or on your bridge, oh, that record is fire.
But see, I agree with Jahar. Jahar said neither. They both hook dudes. That's the reason I put DOC and Nate Dogg because they both
Yeah, but you
do
know
a lot
what?
of
But
hooks.
Dio, yeah, you know what? And that's the word I was looking for, the hook. Um, but if you look at DOC's earlier work, you know, his raps ain't bad. Is he
Mm-mm.
one of the best rappers? No, but I listen lyrically. I'll listen to him. I don't think he's just a hook dude. I gotta disagree with Jahar there. I don't think DOC was a hook
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
Eh, eh. I know the formula was the shit. Him and Dre together, that
Oh,
was the bomb.
uh,
That was the bomb.
it's classic, man. Classic.
Yeah, yeah. So no, man, I
Hmm.
appreciate I appreciate you taking out 2 hours of your day to sit here and talk behind the brand because you do have a brand, and I appreciate talking to you. I know we're gonna do some more talks. I ain't worried about that.
Absolutely.
For everybody who don't know where to catch Easy, you can catch him on IG at Smoke
Hmm.
Easy. I'm sorry, Smoke Easy Blog, right?
At Smoke Easy Blog, right, right. At Smoke Easy Blog, right.
Smoke Easy
That's
Blog.
that's
I
that's me on
apologize.
IG. That's okay. That's
Smoke
all
Easy
good.
Blog.
On IG, Twitter. I'm sort of off and on Twitter. Twitter platform is a little, you know, it's an interesting platform that am still trying to actually wrap my hands around. But I am on Twitter at Smoke Easy Blog, as on IG. I love IG. I love
Hmm.
Instagram, and that's where you'll find me mostly. I'm also on Facebook, Smoke Easy. But yeah, that's where you can find me, man.
Yeah.
Hmm. No, Leo, you froze a little bit.
Leo stuck in mid puff.
Yeah, yeah. He's all right. So he's stuck for you too, Chris. All right,
Yep.
yeah.
You got to come
Leo, you
back.
frozen.
You got to go and come back.
Our host is frozen. The guest is okay, but the host is frozen.
See, they usually mess with me about my internet. Tell me I
You-
got
you-
T-Mobile internet.
Usually the guest is the one that's all frozen.
No, PC Metro.
Boost Mobile.
That was Cricket.
Dude, this is horrible,
Cricket
man. I can't
Wireless.
believe that this is happening. Man, man. Okay, all right. I got to take this one. I got to take this one. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yo, Chris said you got Cricket Wireless prepaid. Is that true?
I know, man. Golly, this is horrible, man. First time. Now I get to get Jones on. It's all good though. I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. But no, man, I appreciate you taking out 2 hours of your day, man. It's been fun. Like I said, I know we're gonna wrap.
Uh,
I appreciate everybody else out
Absolutely.
there who joined us today. Taking 2 hours out of their day. I damn sure appreciate you guys, man. Just
Mm,
make sure that everybody follow Smoke Easy. Follow Smoke Easy at on IG. Make sure that
appreciate it.
you guys tell everybody about his platform. Uh, Brad said I'm using Chris's internet, but no, I appreciate everybody joining today. Please make sure that you share this with everybody. Tell your friends. Tune in every week. Next week, Chris, who in the hell do we have? Um, I forgot who we got. Chris. Next week we will have the man himself, Reed. Antoine Reed will be with
Oh,
us next week from
all right.
Tobacco Biz magazine. Yes.
Yeah,
So
he's an
that'll be a lot of
interesting cat,
fun.
man. Oh yeah, I'll definitely be on for that, man. I'll definitely join for that.
Yeah,
I just want to say, man,
yeah.
before you end the show, man, is I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you having me on your show. Love the chats that we've had. Not just on the phone, but also on other platforms, on the various Zoom calls that we've been on with other cigar industry folk. Chris, love, again, man, I'm a Carolina Blue fan, and appreciate the dialogue that you and I have had. And we're gonna keep this going, man. We're gonna keep this going, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys, in the future, man, especially on some of the stuff that we talked about. So appreciate it, man. And for all of those who are watching, who have tuned in to my Sip Smoke chat on Tuesday nights, I just want to say I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate y'all. and appreciate the support that you've shown me. I appreciate you sharing my posts, and putting it in your stories, when I'm about to come live, and just sort of blasting it on your platforms, and letting folks know and promoting, my show as well. So I just want to say I'm humbled, and I really, really, really appreciate y'all.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So that being said, I'm out of here. Please don't forget, order your Carolina Blue cigars, carolinabluecigars.com. And please don't forget to get all your Brother Leafs gear. Everybody's after the coins. We're gonna put together some real coin material for you guys to be
Hmm.
able to get your coins. Uh, but I will say, make sure you get all the other gear. But we got shirts, hats, tumblers, beer glasses, wine glasses, rocks
I'm
glasses.
buying
You
those
guys
tumblers, by
enjoy.
the way. I'm buying those tumblers. I got to get those tumblers. Nah, I like those. I like those. I got to have that. So,
You got it, man.
Hey, the motto is you gotta spend the coin to get the coin.
got to spend the coin to get the coin.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm out here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend. I'm getting ready to hit this lounge and go to work. So I appreciate Chris, Easy. Thank y'all, man. It's always fun. And let's continue doing this, man. We're gonna have some fun soon, soon, soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
With that
That's what's up.
being said, anything left, Chris?
Nah, I think I'm gonna hang out, tell a smoke, maybe push a couple sticks. Come by, maybe you get something special. If not, oh well, you gotta wait till the 13th.
That's right, November 13th, Carolina
Hmm.
Blue event in Charlotte. I will be there. So y'all make sure
That's
y'all
what's up.
tune in, man, and make sure that you also show up if you can. All right, man. I'm out of here. Love all you guys. Peace.
Love y'all. Be good.